I'm the Invisible Man. I know what Freddie Mercury was singing about. I've been invisible to women for so long, for so many years. As you know, if you've been watching my videos recently, I've described myself. I'm 5'6" tall, bald, not really muscular, and I find that whenever I go out, I'm just invisible to women. The other night was on Tuesday night this week. A friend of mine was around my part of town. He lives on the other end of town, and he was in my part of town. So he wanted to go out for a little while, and I said, look, you're rarely here, so I'll go out with you. And he's a mate I've known for a long, long time. We go back many, many years to our late teens, early 20s. This guy's totally opposite to me. He's 6'1". He's skinny, but he's very athletic, and he's got a full head of hair. And we were out at a bar, just a casual bar, and went to get a drink. And as we're going to get a drink, a waitress walks right past us. She just locks eyes on him. She just locks on him as if I'm not even there. I'm standing next to him, but it was like I wasn't even there. She just locks on him. What would you like? Or what would you like to drink? Doesn't even look at me. She knows that I'm with this guy. She doesn't even look at me. So he orders for me, and I just stand there like dumbfounded, giving her some filthy looks like, how dare you disrespect me? How dare you not acknowledge my presence? You know I'm there as well. Why not acknowledge me as well? You know I'm with the guy. Why not acknowledge me? And the reason I believe that is the case is because he stands out. He stands out over me. He's 6'1", he's athletic, he's married with kids, but that doesn't stop women desiring him more than me. There's a saying, the wanted produce the wanted. Okay, so the people who are wanted more. People who are wanted less are wanted even less. And I guess this is human nature, and there's nothing we can really do about it. Now, the question I pose for you today is, how can men who are totally invisible to women, women don't even notice they're even there, become prominent and stand out amongst a bunch of men who are more prominent than they are? And there's a few things I've been coming across recently that I would like to discuss. The first thing, of course, we mentioned in the last video was peacocking. But what is a good way for a guy with low sexual market value to peacock himself? Is there any good way that a man of low sexual market value can peacock himself? Besides using money and being filthy rich? Yeah, that's a way to attract gold diggers. And gold digging is not attraction. Gold digging is just using a man for his money. How can a man do that? So I've explained that in my last video. If you haven't watched it, you go watch it on my channel. The other thing I was looking at, this is two really crazy things right out there of left field. One is pheromones, and particularly the pheromone, two pheromones in particular, androsterone and androstenone. They're meant to give you, well, they're said to give you, I've done some research, higher status and more sexuality, increase your, or mimic healthier testosterone levels if you put these pheromones on. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I have dabbled in this industry before. I did get a few interested women, but nothing led to anything at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, what happened was you can't keep up the charade forever, so they're going to go and jump back to the men that they naturally find more attractive with or without the pheromones you wear. Now, I don't know whether I want to get back into this or not, but it certainly might mimic higher testosterone levels for a guy who's in his mid-late 40s like I am, and low SNV. The other alternative, now, I was reading through the book The Game. I know it featured in my last video that I made. I was having another read through it, and there was a section in The Game where Neil Strauss style goes and sees some hypnotists to reprogram his mind, to give him inner game, as they like to call it, inner game. It's something I'd be interested in, however, with a caveat that They could hypnotize me. I could go and see a hypnotist and they could plant in my mind that I'm the shit to women. I'm the best. Women adore me. Women love me. Women want to be with me. I attract women. I'm a sex magnet. They can implant all these things into your subconscious. That's all well and good. But when the shit hits the road, when you go out on the street, you go out to wherever you go, and you don't get those results, how's it going to affect your mentality? How's it going to affect your state? And that's the major gripe I have with hypnosis. The other thing is, if you're looking to get hypnotized, that's fine. And I've mentioned the downside here. But if you want to try to use hypnosis to meet women, you're going to need a lot of rapport and trust already before you try it on a woman. Now, I've read into this and I've gone into this extensively, and I thought this was a viable solution to my issue. And it might still well be. I'm not saying it won't be. But I'm going to have to meet women who are firstly attracted to me and are willing, if I've learned hypnosis, to go under the hypnosis and increase that attraction to me. Now, I don't know where I'm going to meet these women, because women make a snap judgment on me within, or guys like me, within the first 2 seconds that they see us. Yes or no. Now, if it's a no, I don't know how to come back from there. There probably is no coming back unless you want to be beta bucksing or using your money to attract women, which is something I don't want to do, as I've mentioned before. There is another thing on the lines. When I was reading The Game, I could, this is just a bit of comedy thrown into this video for your lighthearted entertainment. I could decide to become a writer for New York Times and Rolling Stone magazine and attract women that way, like a certain short, bald-headed geek, or former geek did in that book. That's, once again, just using your status and money to attract women. Is that true attraction, or is it attraction to what you can give to her? Is attraction all about giving and getting, or is attraction natural? That's the question I'd like to pose. If you have any other ideas about how invisible men like me, who go out in a crowd of tall, good-looking alpha males, how we can stand out and not only compete with, but actually defeat the opposition, defeat these guys who are getting and monopolising all the women, please do let me know. And just on the lines of that invisible man thread, there are studies out that show, or there are articles that say that where have all the good men gone? Or another classic one is, where there's a man drought. Especially in Australia, it's a common phrase they use here. Oh, there's just a man drought. But if you look at the population data and census statistics, there's probably more single men here than there are women. And I've looked at this before. The issue is, it's not that there is an actual man drought per se, that there's not less single men than single women. The issue is that the single men that there are basically not the men that these women want, so they're not considered men at all. So that's why there is a man drought, because although the men may be there in body, they're not there in these women's minds. And that's the issue. If it's the first time you're watching my video, please subscribe to my channel, and if you haven't already. And otherwise, I'd like to grow my subscriber base, so if you are already subscribed and watching, please like and share. Thanks for your time again today. I'm Man Overboard. Goodbye.